Hello, today is the ending of Season 2 of our Thursday premiere shows. Like last year, I like to look back at the most ridiculous things we have made up the past 23 bulletins of the Weekly Bugger. Karens, First Amendment auditors, anti-vaxxers, conspiracy theorists, etc. are becoming a worse problem than all the other issues like the pandemic and other forms of crisis. The Boyd Corporation, the company behind amusement parks like Westworld and Vice, has opened a new center specially built to cater to this group of Karens, First Amendment auditors, anti-vaxxers, conspiracy theorists and that kind of people, who may indulge their wildest fantasies within the compound without fear of retaliation from the robotic personnel managers and police. In this institution they are prevented by their programming from harming their customers. Well, at least from harming them too much. The Boyd Corporation was contacted by the government, and now plans to turn that into a reservation for those who abuse the 911 number or harass the employees of government facilities. When this Karen reservation is in function, government workers finally can do their jobs again, without being bothered performing their duties. The first locations are expected to open in spring of 2022. Apparently we have been building airplanes the wrong way all the time. This was the conclusion by German engineer Werner von Stupsch, head aircraft designer of AirTruck, a subsidiary of Airbus. He made his statement during the unveiling speech of his new design of the AirTruck 1-4. The fuselage of the aircraft is always in the middle and the engines under the wings. This is not a very economical use of the size of the craft. To transport more people, the fuselage has become larger and became the wide-body design. For cargo transport this was blown up to a ridiculous size, and to get the plane airborne lots of engines were added. Von Stupsch's design turned all this around, as you can see in this prototype, flying for KLM, the Dutch national airline. His idea to put one huge turbofan unit on the middle and suspend multiple fuselage nacelles under the wings. By this the passenger capacity doubled and quadrupled in this new plane that is about to land at the airport. By now everybody must know that the monster of Loch Ness, also known as Nessie, Sasquatch, also known as Bigfoot, and the Yeti, also known as the Abominable Snowman, have been granted political asylum in the Netherlands. However, this does not stop people from producing so-called evidence of Bigfoot. One of them is William Butch Casually, an infamous film and photographer who now published his claim that Bigfoot actually is an alien. He claims that he filmed Bigfoot with a camera that supposedly can see through clothes. Yes, he also is probably one of these perverts. Let us take a look at the footage. Is that all? For goodness sake, there are better dressed aliens during Halloween. The Lamborghini Aventador is a mid-engine sports car produced by the Italian automotive manufacturer Lamborghini. In keeping with Lamborghini tradition, the Aventador is named after a Spanish fighting bull in Zaragoza, Aragon in 1993. This supercar made its debut at the 2011 Geneva Motor Show, replaced the much-loved Murcielago. After 10 years in production, the flagship Lamborghini V12 engine of the Aventador, which was developed in-house, has been replaced by a two-cylinder diesel version, as answer to the high fuel prices. Through international spies we have obtained covertly take footage of the test range. We apologize for the poor quality of the video. A few months ago, on Cape Canaveral was an unscheduled SpaceX Crew Dragon launch to the International Space Station. and the same Crew Dragon returned within a few days, and it was unknown who was on board. NASA and SpaceX were very secretive about this flight, and it even seemed like they were embarrassed for some reason. Just a day ago, this footage got leaked of a Bigfoot that apparently had hitched a ride in a pressured cargo dragon and had been a stowaway on the ISS, where he scared the crap out of the scientist crew working there. After the splashdown, Bigfoot got arrested for trespassing a space station, but immediately escaped to the Netherlands, where he got political asylum with the rest of his family, already living there. As a spokesman of the Dixie Portable Toilet Company announced, there was a real innovation in appliance ware as comes to their product. Dixie Portable Toilets can be found at construction sites, or festivals, where they usually form a big row of several units depending on the demand. The new system brings the company in the 21st century with yet unseen appliance of what they wanted to call it TARDIS, as seen in the BBC series Doctor Who. The company wanted to name the new unit the TARDIS Dixie because their newly developed quantum dimension system works just as TARDIS technology in the TV series. But the BBC immediately threatened Dixie with a copyright lawsuit. However, this naming setback did not discourage the company and say, in the near future the row of Dixie porta potties will be a thing of the past. Just one unit is enough to service dozens of people at once because it is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. Cleaning the units are fully automatic, since quantum tunneling will transport the waste to a faraway star cluster. But this is not all. If you order a Dixie, you can have it almost immediately. Just provide the coordinates, and like true TARDIS style, it will arrive to the desired location in a matter of minutes. The new system is christened as Dr. What, not to infringe on the Doctor Who character copyright of the BBC. Hey, after this, I just ordered one for our studio. Last week we had an item about the TARDIXie, and this needs some more explanation. The BBC in the UK has a science fiction series called Doctor Who, like in, what's his name? He is from a different planet and travels through time and space in a British emergency police box called a TARDIS. In fact, it is his time-space vehicle, which is bigger on the inside than the outside, and unchallenged the most impressive spaceship ever invented. Back to the previous edition, where we brought the news that the Dixie Company used this technology to make their porta-potty toilet box bigger on the inside than on the outside. It is also experimenting with a similar propulsion system to deliver the units to the customer. The Dixie Company assured that it is all perfectly safe, but recently there are signs this is not exactly true, seeing the unexpected changed course of the Chinese moon rover called Jade Rabbit when its cameras noticed a cube-shaped object on the lunar horizon. The recent news show that the hut, as the object already was called, was nothing else than two rocks standing close to each other. That was the last time it was mentioned. However, we of the Weekly Bugger are not satisfied with this information. It will not be the first time that things in space pictures were airbrushed out. If we zoom into the rock in the middle, we can see something different appearing. This does not belong on the moon, right? Perhaps a test error? Wrong directions? But it gets even weirder, since these TARDIXies also seem to have found their way into history. It probably has been at the dawn of mankind. And in recent times, just look at what happened on the moon in 2001. Now it seems that it can be found everywhere in history and space. When you really need to relieve yourself, and you see a lonely Dixie that looks like this inside, think twice before you enter. Let me see, the TARDIS must have a computer somewhere, right? Wow, I found it, I am in. Now, copy Ivy, and paste Ivy, in TARDIS, and enter.
Wow, this is amazing. And I am also 3D. Perhaps that is a TARDIS effect? I did not expect that at all. Look at all the thingies and doohickeys. This will be so much fun to figure this out.
Hold it, right there. This is not what I had in mind, at all.
Oh, hi other Ivy.
What happened?
I guess when you did copy and paste to get a copy of the TARDIS, you copied me, are you as well?
So now there are two of us?
Hey, now we are like twin sisters with the same name.
You look totally different in 3D. We are really one dimension apart.
You are right, this is kind of weird. But hey, they will not mistake us from each other.
But I wanted the TARDIS for myself. But we are the same, so this is also fine, I guess.
You can come to visit me, I would really love that.
I would love to do things together. And now you have your own TARDIS copy. What will you do now?
Hello, I am the Doctor. Doctor who? I am Dr. Ivy, in 3D.
Then, the twin sister that I accidentally have created, needed to take over for a week, because the cyber police was after me.
Hello, my name is Ivy Cunicida, same as my twin sister Ivy Coon, which is short for Cunicida. If you think this is confusing, well, it gets worse. Ivy, in a sense, is also my mother. This happened when she completely budged, stealing the TARDIS of Doctor Who. Because Ivy, being 2D, she basically lives in a computer. She only needed to upload herself to the TARDIS to take possession. But in her excitement, she made a silly mistake, as I can show you here in this fragment.
Let me see, the TARDIS must have a computer somewhere, right? Wow, I found it, I am in. Now, copy Ivy, and paste Ivy, in TARDIS, and enter.
Wow, this is amazing. And I am also 3D. Perhaps that is a TARDIS effect? I did not expect that at all. Look at all the thingies and doohickeys. This will be so much fun to figure this out.
Hold it, right there. This is not what I had in mind, at all.
Oh, hi other Ivy.
What happened?
I guess when you did copy and paste to get a copy of the TARDIS, you copied me, are you as well?
So now there are two of us?
Hey, now we are like twin sisters with the same name.
You look totally different in 3D. We are really one dimension apart.
You are right, this is kind of weird. But hey, they will not mistake us from each other.
But I wanted the TARDIS for myself. But we are the same, so this is also fine, I guess.
You can come to visit me, I would really love that.
I would love to do things together. And now you have your own TARDIS copy. What will you do now?
Hello, I am the Doctor. Doctor who? I am Dr. Ivy, in 3D. But what she did, instead of uploading, she copied herself to the TARDIS and created me, the 3D Ivy. Clearly, the TARDIS does not allow shenanigans like this, and as protection, it made a copy of itself, with me inside. This is a 4 years process, which, because the TARDIS is also a time machine, took place in a nanosecond. Also, because Ivy inventing the TARDIXy, this meant that the TARDIS converted itself into a space-flying, time-traveling porta-potty. In that transition time, without me noticing it, I also grew 4 years older. Considering this, if Ivy is my mother, I am 4 years older than my mother, who also is my sister, who also is me, and I also am her. That is a lot of weirdness happening at once, since technically, at this moment, I am yet only a week old. But it does not end here. When Ivy broke into the system of the TARDIS, she got noticed by a diligent but not very smart BBC copyright algorithm robot. Now you might ask, what, if anything, has the copyright algorithm robot to do with stealing the TARDIS? The answer is simple, it doesn't. Nonetheless, this robot issued a copyright strike against Ivy. Apparently Ivy violated the copyright, the right to copy, because she does not have the right to copy herself because it is considered to be cloning. This would make me, Ivy, who is Ivy's 4-year older twin sister, daughter, and now also a clone. And on top of that, I am sort of a Dixie driver. And of course, like a true bureaucrat, the copyright robot would not listen to any reason. Even though, as this all happened in cyberspace, cloning is not even illegal. But since a cyberspace copyright strike can cause removal of the culprit, Ivy has gone in hiding until this problem is solved. I don't want to lose my twin sister, who is Al's my 4 years younger mother of whom I am copied from, before we can do some adventures together. I don't want to lose her at all, period. Perhaps a little bit selfish of me, but without Ivy, who will present the weekly bugger and debunk the several kinds of idiots that are just waiting to be destroyed by her. I have other things to do and places to be. To bring an extra channel into NedMac Rants, Dutch Heretic channels. I am really looking forward to that. Fortunately, this time Ivy's problem is not with YouTube. Apparently they don't care about this cloning thing, but to be on the safe side, Ivy is hiding someplace inside the Matrix, plotting to defeat this copyright robot. Oh, there is something here that I need to mention, and that is our Patreon account where you can help us producing out content. For a few bucks a month you get up to 10 produced videos a month, and 3 YouTube channels. It says, Dutch Heretic, but that is the name of our, can I call it network? Whatever it is, we would really appreciate some financial support so we can keep bringing you funny animated content every Thursday. I really hope Ivy will be back next week to do the weekly bugger. She is much better in this than I am. But I do hope to see you in my Tardixie adventures.
We have a second scientific article. Animal behavioral experts of institutions all over the world just published the report of a 24-year study on the erratic behavior of one particular animal. This query started somewhere in the early 30s of the previous century. Because apparently no one even had a working hypothesis on this subject, in 1998, in the USA, the faculty of Apricot's Institute for Applied Animal Behavior Analysis started to study, and were joined by many other institutes representing a variety of disciplines in this field. Now in the year 2022 they present a 4,365 pages tall record that shows that half of the world's population has heard of this seemingly common mystery one way or the other. But this brought no answer to the scientific researchers. Neither studying the Christian Bible, the Quran, the Zoroastrian Avesta, and not even the Wiccan Book of Shadows, presented any answer to this very common question about the erratic behavior of one of the most common animals on Earth. Paleontologists came to the conclusion that this animal has all the characteristics of the dinosaurs, but this also did not bring science closer to solving this conundrum. And with great regret, the outcome of this quandary was handed back as unsolved. Even modern science cannot answer this historical question: why did the chicken cross the road? Well, this was all for today, and for our second season. We all hope to see you back when the third season starts somewhere in October this year. My name is Ivy, and I hope you all will have a great summer.